Hey everybody, welcome back to the brand new series, Walk and Talk. My name is Jim Merle. A couple of you, hopefully more than a couple, several of you already have seen my previous little walking vlogs, whatever you want to call that, where I've come out to Chocolate Park. It's an absolutely beautiful place just near my home. There's a whole lot to do here as far as sports and that sort of thing, exercise. Tons of walking tracks, a beautiful lake over here behind me, and of course, as we refer to it, the mountain. I'm actually going to be going up right now, so if I get a little bit more windy than I already am, then you'll know why. Walking up the mountain right now again, but as I've stated so many times, this is one of my favorite places in the world to come, so I just really enjoy the opportunity to be in this place right here. The thing about it is, typically when I come up here, at least recently, it's been 80 and 90 degrees. So today is a lot different. Here we are in Alabama, about mid-fall, or mid-October, I should say, and we're just about getting into fall, y'all. So I'm excited because the high today, I'll sit down for a minute. The high today is only about 74, so right now the current temperature is 72, which makes for a joyous time. We're waking up to what we call cool mornings, be 45, 50 degrees, going to bed in the evenings at 75, 76 is great. We've got the blankets on the bed, and we've actually turned on the heat at the house a time or two already, so that's certainly an indication that fall is coming, winter is on the way. Now, you know as well as I do that the Alabama winters are not very harsh, actually extremely mild. We won't have, if I had to predict it, we probably won't have but a day or two of snow this time, and probably have only a week or so of freezing or sub-freezing temperatures. So yeah, pretty much got beautiful weather here. It changes. It does change, and one of the things we always joke about is how quickly it can change. I've seen it many times when it would be 80, 90 degrees one day and be 35 or 40 the next for the highs. So it can change quite a bit. But anyway, it's like I keep doing on the program here. I'm just trying to do some walking, trying to exercise, trying to do for myself. And I decided while we do that we could walk and talk. So as far as today, I want to talk to you just a little bit about your life and what you're doing with your life. I know the majority of you who are watching this are post-transplant, meaning transplant something that's behind you. And I know if you're like I am, particularly when you first get out of transplant, of course there's that rough period where you've kind of got to, adjust, and you've got to get your health back and get where you can go and do things. But after that, you probably hit a real peak, where you went up and you were intentional about your exercise, intentional about what you were doing, intentional about, reaching for new goals and achieving those goals. But then you may be like me as well, where that kind of peaks and then it plateaus and then it takes a nosedive. And I know this past year and a half, with COVID being what it was and us not being able to be out and about as much as we probably once were, or at least having to be cautious about it, probably slowed you down. It definitely slowed me down to the extent, to the point that I can't blame COVID for it necessarily, but I got behind and I got lax, and I've gained 15-20 pounds this past year or so. And so I'm not particularly on a diet per se, anything special. I'm not trying to lose 10 pounds in a week or anything like that, but I am trying to be intentional that I do keep moving, I keep on going, and that hopefully that weight will drop off, because I have to admit, like probably most of you would if you've ever experienced such, you feel better the lighter you are. And so if I can take some of this belly fat off, which I've got, I usually don't show it, but it's right there. If I can take some of that off and kind of get back at myself and stay active and stay busy, I know I'll do a lot better. So I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to at least even try that and do it. And I've actually lost about 3 pounds in the last few weeks. Again, not being really intentional with it, maybe I should, but just incidental with it. I've lost about 3 pounds. I'm doing okay. and I just want to keep on going. So I'm trying to take 2, maybe 3 days a week at least to intentionally walk 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and then of course the rest of the week, if I check the Apple Watch, me just wandering around the house chasing children sometimes will give me 1 mile or so. But I'm trying to be more intentional with it. I hope that you are, and hope you're doing great. I would love to hear how you're doing, how you've dealt with this COVID situation. You know, what, if any, adverse effects have you personally felt as a transplant patient as a result of going through the periods that we have. I'm thankful that here in Alabama, we are not on any kind of lockdown right now. Mask mandates are to a minimum. People are vaccinated, whatever, I guess, whatever it took to get to that. But we're, for the most part, pretty well free to come and go. Of course, we're dealing with the downfall, or the, how do we call it? The, not downfall, but we're dealing with what is affecting other parts of the country, because things are expensive right now. You know, gas prices are sky high. Grocery prices is what I notice the most with a family of 7, 6 living at home, are sky high right now. And I think that's got a lot to do with the shortage of workers and, you know, shipping and that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't get into that. I don't watch the national news at all. So I'm not here to argue that, because I don't even know really. But I know that I go to the grocery store and the shelves are a little bare and the prices are sky high. The other day I paid $5.65 for a normal size box of Cheez-Its, and my family, we love Cheez-Its. Probably not the best thing in the world, you know, probably cancer on a cracker, but but anyway, we love Cheez-Its, and they were like $2-3, you know. Now $5.65 the other day for one box, one small, not a family box, one small box. So I know things are higher, I know things are more expensive, I know it's gotten tough. But tell me how you've dealt with this past 1.5 years. Tell me how you're doing right now. And then as far as our question of this episode, if you will, on the first one I asked you, you know, who you are, tell me a little bit about yourself. The second one I think I may have asked, how did you become acquainted with transplant, what caused you to need a transplant. And the third one here is this: if you have been listed from transplant and received your transplant, how long did you wait? How long was your wait time? My wait time personally was 10 months, basically 10 months. I was listed as a status 1B. That's under the old system, probably equal to about a status 3 now, for 10 months. Finally was admitted to the hospital to stay until transplant. Moved up the list into a status 1A, which would be like a status 1 or 2 right now. Moved to the top of the list anyway, and received my transplant after that within a week. But you know, 10 months total is how long I waited. And so I'd like to hear about you. You know, what was your waiting time? You know, how long did you wait from the period of time of actually being technically listed until actually receiving the gift of life? That's what I have to say today. But again, right here, Chocolate Park, I'll try to turn here and show you a little bit more of it. Let's see. Anyway, just a beautiful place. Stay stronger, friends.